you are all doing good. I know there's no live stream where I actually fumble when I start my live stream. I don't know why. Eh, Anyway, so guys, um, today I just want to have a quick live stream to say first of all, I'll talk about freedom of speech, and the reason why I'm talking about freedom of speech as a trans person, I've already posted a video on this, but I'm just making this live stream to just talk a little bit more in details and see what if other people have anything to say about the same topic. So that's what I'm gonna be talking about, and the reason why I'm talking about it is because I, I knew one YouTuber. Don't want to mention their name because I don't want to send the wrong attention towards them. And this YouTuber, she was talking about certain problems that she was facing, and she spoke about it, about her community that she was facing the problem from, and the problem is now, and she's also from UK, by the way. And the problem is that now she's getting all sort of threats, and people are trying to, like, finding her address and just manipulation and everything. Social media is not safe anymore. Doesn't matter regardless what country you are in at the moment. Social media has gone like, I thought social media was a platform where you can actually be yourself, where you can share your opinions, different sort of opinions, and if people find it offensive, then they should just not watch your channels and your videos. But then, unfortunately, yeah, people don't wanna. First of all, they don't want to let you live the way you want. But if you have a problem now, you can't even complain about it on social media because otherwise you are gonna get threatened and you're gonna get in trouble and stuff. It's sad. It's a sad world where we're living in at the moment. Hi Kino, hi Jesse, hi Chandana. Lovely to see you guys. So I don't know, guys. People who follow me, who watches my channel, I don't know where you guys are from. I mean, not all of you, where all of you are from. Some of you I know about, but to most of you, I think you just need to be safe. First of all, safety is more important because you can talk about all your opinions and everything if you're alive, if you're safe. But when your life and your presence at risk, then that is something you need to consider first. Same thing I talk about transition. Like, if you think that the place where you live in, and and the people who are surrounding you, if they're not tolerant towards trans community, then you should try to change your location first before you start transition. Same thing I told say to those people who wants to transition when they are in school life, or very young people, because first of all, it's so complicated because in younger self you're already finding out yourself. But then on top of it, if you transition that young, then you get bullied in school even more. You get bullied in college even more. And you don't know what type of people you'll come across, because half of the time you're not aware of what is the danger outside of your school, what is the danger outside of your college and stuff. It's a cruel world out there. So I think the parents sometimes, when they try to tell us that we have to be a bit careful, that's for our own good, basically. Hi Albert, Daniel, and Osmar. Hi. Jesse, yes. So that was about freedom of speech, and that's what we're gonna talk about, freedom of speech. So again, I told you this example of this lady that I've been watching from some time, and I remember I used to have a channel on YouTube and on TikTok where I used to talk very openly about certain problems that I was facing from my own community and stuff. and a lot of people face. And I'm not going to discuss like what was those things, and a lot of people twist it and manipulate it, and they try to make it as if like you're the wrong person, you are spreading hate, or you're representing your own community in a bad way and stuff like that. And most of the time, people who are talking about certain things, they're talking from their own experiences, what they have felt in real life. And unfortunately, no, we don't have that freedom, not everywhere at least, not in most places, especially in Western world anymore. Like Western world used to be known for their tolerant nature. From uh, Western world was known for its open arms. Like people used to have political refuge here, like different type of refuge in Western world where they could, where if they were like in trouble in their own country because of their views, they used to travel to Western world, and now they can't even do that. Even if they're minority, for example, where their lives are at risk because of their minority status. I know, Shraddha, it's like a cult. I know, but you know, I wish I would be more open about it. Because it's so difficult to chew your mouth, because it's right in front of your face. You can see that hypocrisy in people. You can see that hypocrisy in certain communities, in certain, cults. But then you can't talk about it because your life, it's not just your life. I'm not only scared of my life and stuff, when I talk about it, so I can talk about it. Problem is, every all of us, in fact most of us, has our families to look after. Some of us has kids, some of us has parents, some of us has different relations that we have to worry about. We can't be just selfish and talk about us, because if I'm selfish, then I can just talk about whatever I want to talk about, because I know like I can run away anywhere. But what's the mistake of my family or the people who know me and stuff. Okay, long time no see. Okay, look like you're all bad. Okay. It's This is my teddy. Hey guys, that's my teddy, and this is my, actually not my teddy. It's my sister's. It's not my room, by the way, but my room is a bit of a mess at the moment, so I just sat here in this room for a different occasion as well. Hi, Christian. Shraddha, I don't know. Look, the type of people I'm talking about, they're not the trauma people. I'm talking about different types of people. Hyper, thank you. I know a lot of Caucasian people are also frustrated in UK now because they don't even have freedom of speech. Uh, a lot of people in Western world, I'm talking about, especially like white people nowadays. I think it's getting balanced a little bit now, because until last year or year before, it was a bit more difficult for white people, especially white men. Look, guys, the problem is like when I talk about, you know, Caucasian people and white people and stuff like that, and a lot of people who I hear on social media and stuff who says like, oh, their ancestor did this to me, to our families in the past, like I'm from subcontinent, like India, Pakistan, yeah, and there used to be a British Raj in India and Pakistan, so we have also gone through that, but it doesn't mean that we will take revenge out of the generation which is present right now, because what is their fault? Whatever has done to these are to these people, they're long gone. They're not even alive, most of them. So how come you're trying to take revenge from somebody who's third generation or fourth generation? it's not their fault, right? So how can, I don't know why people just expect that, oh, they have to pay for it. Imagine like if you have committed a crime, but then somebody's trying to take a revenge from your grandson or granddaughter for it because they think, oh, just because you have a same DNA, you are responsible for it. How come is that making any sense? It doesn't, and I disagree with it. So people are just trying to find excuse to get some sort of benefits, but they're not seeing the whole picture, that it is affecting the whole society, and the whole society is becoming a difficult society to breathe in these days. People are in competition with each other, like they're trying to drag each other down so that they can achieve some pennies. That's all. Oh, bless you, Jesse. Thank you. You're from India. Okay, I understand, Perth. Hi, Karthik, Sradhar. I'm good, thank you. How are you doing? Good to see you. Hi, Darren. Of course, I know Blanchard Theory about AGP and heterosexual transsexuals, and obviously like the other ones like homosexual transsexuals. So, do you want me to talk about? See, I'm gonna like a lot of people find it offensive if I talk about it. I think I have spoken about it a few times about such topics. Um, I am binary person, by the way, guys. Again, I know a lot of you know because most people who watches my live, they're kind of regular, so they know I'm a binary trans person. Binary means like I'm just into like I just think it's male and female kind of, you know. Yeah, yes, you have nuances. You got a spectrum. People think in between. People think all sort of way, but gender wise, I think it's only two. I don't want to complicate things like how many genders and blah 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 because otherwise everybody has different definitions. Half of them nobody would know. So I would say there are variances. There are intersex people. There are variances, but to just keep it basic, I would say two genders. Sorry guys, don't get offended, please. Um, you can disagree with me, by the way. Okay, you can. I'm open minded. Um, but again, like even Blanchard theory, whatever this theory was about, like oh that when I was researching, like how what type of trans people detransition more often compared to the other ones, and according to Blanchard theory, it also was coming up as if the people who are like basically like trans lesbians and stuff, the one who transition and are trans lesbian stuff, they detransition often, or their brain is like more of a heterosexual male, uh, cisgender male's brain. And I was surprised to read that. By the way, this is not my thought. This is Blanchard theory I'm talking about, guys. Don't get offended. That's what Blanchard was saying in the theory. Um, and he was also saying that homosexual transsexual theory was about like homosexual transsexuals, their brain is more resembling towards female brain, or a gay brain basically. So again, that's their theory. Theories are, they comes and goes. By the way, that has been rejected. um I'm not a trans lesbian, guys. I don't know. I don't judge trans lesbians. I think love doesn't have any gender. I think you can love someone regardless of gender. I don't judge people that way. I only have a problem when somebody's trying to, like, for example, I am pre-op trans person. If I'm pre-op trans person, I would not get naked in female showers or shower room, or like spas or something, because I know deep down there I am, I got my male part there, so I'm not gonna get naked. So I just want people to respect that, to understand that yes, you are who you are, what you think you are in your mind and all that, but some of us don't have that body to match with it, especially like when it comes down to that part. So try not to go to the spaces where that part doesn't match with the other people's part. All that. Like, it's just common sense, guys. It's nothing to do with making you less of a trans person or making you more of a trans person. It's just that behave civilized in the society. That's all I'm trying to say. So it's I'm not saying that you can. Why am I fumbling? It's so, guys, I'm so sorry. I think of my words in Hindi and Urdu, and then I translate them in English, and then I talk. So it takes some time to for the thought process. Okay, sorry. Um, Ace, of course, you like your bottom part as a man. I wish I was like you. I mean, I look. I also have my bottom part. It's nothing to be proud of, because a lot of people on dating sites, they send me their pictures down there, that those pictures, as if I'm gonna get impressed with that. But then we all have that. So why are we so like, oh my god, like thinking that people are gonna get impressed by it? Why? So that is strange, really. Oh, bless you, Asert. You asked me something, I remember. What was it that you asked on a comment section, and I replied to that? Mm, yeah, you asked me about periods. Like, do trans women have periods? And I told you trans women don't have periods. But you were saying that some people say we have, and some people say we don't have. Did you get the clear answer, by the way, guys? Yeah, periods. Periods. Yes. Oh, thank you, Tasar. So, by the way, no, we can't have periods, because to enable to have periods, we have to have ovaries, we have to have internal functions, not just the outward, female anatomy, but the inwards anatomy as well to have periods, and we don't have that. When we are on HRT medications give us some sort of side effects. Sometimes some of those side effects resemble the side effects that we have, or that women have during periods. For example, hot flushes, or mood swings, and yeah, especially mood swings. But uh, yeah, that we can achieve with the help of HRT or any other depression medication, whatever. But no, periods, no. And once I did bleed from my frontal part, but that was because I had been drinking alcohol straight for 3 days without eating much food, for breakfast, for dinner, for lunch and everything. And I finished few bottles of wines and whiskey and vodka and all that. So yes, that's why I bleeded, and that's why I stopped using alcohol, because otherwise I wouldn't be here by now. So the alcohol addiction is so bad, guys. Yeah. But that well, if I want to use that excuse, I would say, "Oh yeah, because I bleed from frontal bit. I had a period." No, that wasn't a period. That was sick. Do I have Khwaja Sara friend? No, I don't have any Khwaja Sara friend. Khwaja Sara basically means hijra or trans. Yeah. Why are you asking, Shraddha? Can I ask a question, but a little bit with? Of course, you can ask me questions. Questions are all welcome, Abdut. Go on, ask me. I have tummy? I don't have tummy. I'm sitting like that, guys. Don't look. I was sitting a bit. How do I have tummy? I don't have tummy. I don't have tummy. So I was sitting like that, and this is not the tummy. It's just a fold of the shirt, folded like that. Okay, don't. It's a loose shirt, by the way. God, you guys just make me all nervous. Took me some time to lose weight. Don't try to start on that. Okay. Anyway. Hey, Cola, it's Rusty. Oh my god, Rusty. What happened to your old account? Is it alright? Rusty, I like it, but Rusty, I want to make sure you are Rusty, okay? Because if you are Rusty, I'll make you mod. Of course, again, I can any day make you mod. But I just want to make sure. So just hang on a bit, okay? Let me see what question was that. Karthik, there used to be a time when I thought I was a gay. Um, when I did not know about transition, I thought I was a gay, and even first time I did not even know the meaning of gay. Okay, so basically, like when I was like 11-year old, I started chatting on YouTube. Of course, I was questioning myself, and that time I was not calling myself anything. So I was chatting on YouTube. Sorry, Yahoo Chat. There used to be Yahoo chat rooms. There was gay men chat room. I did not know the meaning of gay, and I chatted there, and then somebody explained to me. I was like, and they explained that, oh, you have interest in men, basically. So that's what they said. I was like, I do have interest in men. Of course, that's not all about myself, but I do have interest in men, and I was born as a male, so I must be gay then. So that's what I thought, I was gay. But deep down, I knew that that's not all gay, because when I was talking to other gay guys, interacting with other gay guys, I've realized it's, for me, it's not about, yes, I had an interest in men, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna be, sleeping with men, and I'm desperate for it and stuff. No, for me, it's like that. It doesn't explain why I think differently, like why I think I feel like a woman. Why do I wish I supposed to be a woman or something? And the more I was aging, the more I was seeing mentally changing, the more I was getting disappointed, and I felt like no, being gay is not the answer for it. So I thought I was gay. I don't think I was a gay, but I thought I was gay. Uh, but because I did not medically transition that time, I did not know anything about medical transition. I did not know anything about vocabulary. So I assumed that I was gay. Imagine like the time when I did not know the meaning of gay. I did not even know I was gay. So I had no word to explain myself. So words are just words. They keep changing. Like 5 years later, people will have different type of vocabulary than this, and then they will be questioning themselves. Oh, 5 years ago I was this, and now I'm this. But they are always that. You know, it's just the new vocabulary. So I'm not gonna say that gays or trans are different. Sorry, are the same thing. They're not same thing. They're different things. But most of the time, people are not aware of vocabulary. When the word trans introduced and stuff, I'm sure a lot of people were not aware about non-binary trans or binary trans. But then people got more aware of such and such topics. So yeah, you know, it's just words. Do I have main part of the man? Of course I have. Evidence. I thought you did not. You knew it. Of course I have main part of the man. That's why it's called pre-op trans person. It can put off some of you guys out there, but I'm sorry, I do have it. Um, Jashan Preet, hi Jashan. Oh, bless you, bless you, Rusty. Rusty, after this live stream, comment under my video. I will have a look and I will make you mod. Okay. Um. Oh, okay. You're Sharad. I thought your name is Shraddha. I thought Sharada was a female name, so your name is Sharad. Okay. Goodness sake, guys. Thank you, Jashan. Not Tinder, guys. Tinder, I don't use Tinder. So go on. So what do I say the same that other trans people say? Of course, we're gonna say the same thing because we are trans, so our experiences are not identical, but they are somewhat similar. Yeah, of course. But I don't know what questions did you ask them and what did they reply to you. So how could I tell if my opinion is same like any other trans women on YouTube? So we all are different. Somewhat different, somewhat same. Hi Monj. When you realize you are trans, when you decide to transition. When did I realize I was trans? I realized I was trans when I did not even have vocabulary to find out I'm trans, which is when I was a young kid because I was always self aware of myself since I had my consciousness. Basically, I knew there's something different because when I was in very early school class, like I'm talking about nursery class and KG class, I was like, I was very outgoing. I was like, I used to beat the other kids up and stuff. But at the same time, because of how I perceived myself, sometimes it represented on top of my actions, and I was very feminine in my actions. And I've been corrected by so many people, I've been ridiculed by so many people, even in that KG class I'm talking about, where they were like, oh, look, teacher, he's acting like a girl, things like that. And I did not know that I wasn't one. So I was just acting like myself. I wasn't trying to act like anyone else, but yeah. So my thought process has always been the same, but then I learned to hide my actions so that I can function discreetly in society, according to society normally. And I decided to transition at the age of 24 because that was the age where when my body was like, come on, it can't take much of a natural process of my body to grow into a man. So I wanted to just preserve. I was getting more and more dysphoric, so I wanted to preserve whatever femininity was left in me. So, and that's the type of femininity you're seeing right now because I did not have any surgery. I only took HRT. So HRT can only soften your skin and stop the further manly changes, but it can't reverse it. So yeah, that's me basically, guys. And I'm not wearing any makeup. I only have some lipstick, but that's all. So yeah, I'm just reading your comments, guys. I know young generation go for Chandra. That's a good question because that's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm on YouTube because the amount of YouTubers I come across, most of them are going through the facial feminization surgeries, the other type of surgeries. It's like they're all privileged. And a lot of people in their regular life, we're not as privileged. We don't have that much money lying in our accounts so that we can pay for uh, facial feminization surgery, or spend on designer dresses or branded dresses or branded makeup and stuff. Even the lipstick that I use, some of these lipsticks are donated by my sister. Some of these lipsticks I bought it from Primark, which is like £1 lipstick. £1 is, I don't know how much is it in India or in Asian countries, but you can convert it in your own country, like how much that lipstick cost. If there was any cheaper lipstick, I would go for that even cheaper lipstick, but I live in England, so of course things can't go too cheap either. Yeah, so I don't go for branded anything. I'm that cheap. Sorry, poor. Rusty, I already made you mod, so don't worry. You don't have to prove anything now. Sharad, I know you have been. I read your comment. I remember. Now I remember, by the way. You used to comment on my channel, on my videos, under my videos, like 9 months ago when I newly like started making videos and stuff. So thank you so much for being here, by the way. What a surprise. Nice surprise to have you again. You normally don't come to live streams. You normally watch me on videos and stuff, or you used to. I thought you were disappeared, but lovely to see you that you're still, watching it. Thank you. How's life, by the way? Ujjwal Sinha, hi. I did not use Tinder. I was tempted to use Tinder, but then I was like, "Ugh, I don't have time to explain to people because most of thing about Tinder or the straight dating sites that people look at my picture and they start thirsting all over me on messages without even reading my profile. So when I tell them I'm trans, they get shock of their life. Oh, you're trans? I did not know. So it's like waste of my time. Like, can you imagine like thousands of messages and then I have to tell literally everyone, have you actually read my profile? It clearly says that I'm trans. Why do I have to explain myself to people when I've written it in my profile very clearly that I am trans? So you can only contact me if you're into trans. Why are you just blindly like messaging me and then ex- just getting shocked? You know, because of that many messages, because I have to filter through that many messages on straight dating sites, I don't have time for it. And then the good people who are actually into trans and into me, I would skip their message because I wouldn't have time to go through all the messages. So that's waste of my time. So that's why I don't use those type of dating sites. It just sucks. Uh Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm not reading the above. What comments are you talking about? You think you were cheated? I think I was cheated. In what? In relationship or what? Of course, I've been cheated in a relationship. Hit the like and subscribe. Thank you, Rusty. When you realize you're trans and when you decided to transition, I've done that answer already, Karthik. Ah, okay, Sharad. So, Sharad, if you are pre-op trans person, then should I call you Shraddha or Sharad? What do you prefer? But either way, I'm fine with it. It's nice to. And by the way, if I think your situation was, I remember your situation was different than uh, because you were not. I think at that time you couldn't do transition because of the situation you were living in, or because of your family or whatever issues. But now you are. So That's a good thing. If I'm remembering you correctly, then that's a wonderful thing. You relate with my story. Thank you. I'm glad because I find it hard to find people who find me relatable because most people problem is like I'm very very Asian. I'm very very South Asian and unfortunately I'm in UK. So a lot of people who live in UK who have grown here in UK, they have different sort of mentality because I grew up in completely different place and I might have different way to think, different way of thinking and stuff, which is I'm not saying their thinking is bad, but they might be better than me, but I might be different. That's all I'm saying. So for me, it's a surprise as well that people find me relatable. I know I was a beautiful man, Ace Hood. I always liked myself as a guy. I thought I was a really good looking guy when I was a guy. The only thing is, what's the point of having that good looks as a guy when you don't feel like a guy from inside? Do you know? Like, if I'll give you this example. If you have a sparrow, the bird sparrow, and if that sparrow is made out of gold, okay, what benefit does it give to that sparrow to be a gold sparrow? It's benefit for the person who catch that sparrow and sell it or keep it in their possession so that they can become rich. But what is it in there for the sparrow? Because for the sparrow, the point of being a gold sparrow is that the sparrow will get uh, hunted or get locked up in the cage, and that sparrow, its life is not its own. It's like it's do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, what's the point of looking that much of a good looking guy when you can't do anything with it? Because when you're not that and it doesn't work in your own favor. So that's why I had to transition. Understand me. That I mean, I hear it. Don't you think I hear it every day from my parents that, oh, you used to look so good looking as a guy. Why the hell did you ruin yourself transitioning? And I feel like, if I had a choice to be a guy, good looking guy, or an ugly woman, I would rather be an ugly woman, but still a woman. Do you know? And that's the misconception that when people think, oh, you're transitioning so that you can have surgeries and you can do all the, a lot of trans people, they on YouTube and stuff, they go through all the facial feminization and everything. I was like, yes, I don't want to judge them, but if I have that much money, of course I can do it. But I don't have that much money. But that doesn't mean that if I can't afford it, I cannot be a trans person. I can still be myself. I can still choose to transition. you know I may not be as passing as good looking, but I'm still me. I'm happy to be with my own self, and that's why I was talking about freedom of speech, because it's not just the freedom of speech, it's the freedom to be who you are, who you feel about yourself, what you feel about yourself. So if there's something empty inside you, if you can't express yourself, it's the exhausting feeling when you can't express yourself. And the freedom to be who you are, the freedom of speech allows you to express yourself the way you are, the way you feel. And that's a great joy. That's like you're actually breathing in fresh air. Um, Look after yourself, Chandra. Take care. Good night. Of course, Rusty, you can ask me a dating question, of course. Hi, Peter. Lumberjack look. Okay. You didn't need makeup. You naturally look like a girl. Oh, thank you, Karthik. You're always nice to me. Always kind to me. Thank you. Hi, Ramesh. Hi, Saras. Thank you. Praying still works. Shraddha, I don't know. I just listen to any good music that come across, and then I listen for it until a while before I get bored of it. So there's no specific music. Deepika, I don't have sari. It's so expensive. Who can get a sari when the sari is so expensive, you know? If I was in India, I think sari would have been better because it's a bit, affordable. Hi LJ, how are you? Darren, what type of help from NHS, National Health Service? Because NHS in England, it provides you the therapist who can uh, diagnose you with gender dysphoria, and the waiting list is so long. And then they can give you another diagnosis for your bottom surgery if you want to have bottom surgery. Again, a long waiting, separate waiting list for that. And of course, that surgery is provided by NHS, the bottom surgery I'm talking about, but nothing else. I pay for my own hormones. Um, I did not have surgery, by the way. So, and yes, NHS did give you initial laser sessions if you have a facial hair, but they are not all the sessions. They just give you limited sessions, maybe 4 or 6 or something, I don't know, so that you, if you have facial hair, that's all they give you. And for the surgery, NHS pay for your bottom hair removal, from the surgery area, but not for all the sessions. They have limited sessions again. So that's what NHS give you. But you need, like, the thing is, like, when people say, oh, you're, you know taking our tax money and blah blah blah. I mean, I paid the tax as well, guys. I also pay the tax. I've been paying the higher tax since I started working. I started working since the age of 19 in UK, so I've been paying my taxes since then. And I did not have a surgery or anything. I paid for my own hormone treatment. I did not have any other surgery as well. So no. um Karthik, yes, male. There are plenty of males who are interested in trans women who have male genitalia. Maybe some of them men are, they have fetish for it, but some of those men, they are not particularly interested in trans women with frontal bits, but because they like a person as much, so that they, once they get along in a relationship, they, or in a dating or whatever, they get used to it. A lot of people are not ready for it, but they become used to it later on, and sometimes they develop a habit or liking towards it sometimes. So you can't say that. Yeah, a lot of people initially, like, I'll tell you the story of my ex. Before my ex met me, the second ex I'm talking about, before he met me, and he shared this story with me once he met me, that before meeting me, when he was young, in his younger days, uh, there was a Thai trans woman, Thai, from Thailand, um, who he met, and she was so much in love with him, and she wanted to be with him and all that. And my ex was that time very much against trans, and very much against, he used to think like, oh, that's a man in a whatever, all that. So he was very close minded at that time, and he only date women at that time. And he told me this story, that he was attracted to that trans woman who said she liked him, but because of his ego, because of his, like, he was thinking, oh my god, how can I be with somebody with a male genitalia and blah blah blah. That's what he was thinking from inside. So he was telling me that time he was not. And then once he aged further and further, uh, the more open-minded he was becoming. And but he still haven't met any trans person, and then he met me, and that's how. So when even when I met him, like the first few months, he did not go down or anything like that. But eventually, after a year or something, he got used to it. I don't expect people to go down on me and stuff, but I don't want people to be, um, like, what do you call, disgusted by this. Maybe initially people are not used to it. So of course, like for example, if I would be with a trans men who have female genitalia, because I'm not into female genitalia, I would also not be used to it. You know, that's why I don't. Well, I'm not a lesbian, so I can't. But I can imagine that's the case. But when you like someone, you don't have to you don't think about sexual aspects. Like you're willing to compromise on certain things, and certain things you develop later on. You may not do the same thing with everybody out there, but you would do it for that special person, and you would bend your rules for that special person. But that takes time, that takes a special liking, you know. um but so I don't want to say like, oh yeah, well, everybody's like this, and there are certain type of men who are into me. Like, come on, there are plenty of people who are into trans women, plenty of men, plenty of women. But depends what you want. Trust me. Like, if for me at this stage in my life, even though I'm pre-op, at this stage of my life, it's not difficult for me to find someone. But I'm talking about the reason why I'm single now that I'm single, because I want somebody. I can't find somebody because of my mental connection with that person. I mean, I can always find someone who say they want to be in relationship with me, they want to be with me and all that. Yes, there are plenty of people out there who are doing that. And I'm not bigging up myself. I think everybody have some sort of admirers, or some people are probably after you. You may not be interested in them, but they are interested in you. Everybody go through that. So of course I have some people who are interested in me, who approach me and all that, but then I'm not ready for a relationship, because for me relationship is not just about physical aspect. I think at this stage in my life, I'm 35-year old. I think for a complete package, I want somebody who I have a connection with. I want somebody who's understanding. I want somebody who understands me, and our mentality matches, so that there is no clash. um yeah, I mean, and it's so difficult to find somebody like that already, like ready-made person. You can train people, but you can't find a ready-made person whose thinking is like you. It's difficult. It's rare, and I don't have time to waste right now. My priorities are different at this stage in my life. I mean, I'm more into the financial aspects of my life. I'm more thinking about financial aspects rather than relationship, rather than love. Sometimes it is lonely, but then it's not that lonely. It's manageable. And when I feel like I want to, you know get someone, I will get someone. But I don't think I'm ready for it. Hi, Haya. Lovely seeing you. Does it feel hurt from bottom? I think I can skip that question. Does it feel hurt from bottom? I don't know. Well, guys, uh, if you use a good lube, it doesn't hurt as much. If you're with your partner, you can ask your partner to be slow with you. It won't hurt as much. But if somebody's like shoving it in and out, of course it will hurt. Without lube, definitely invest in a good lube. No matter how tight you are, invest in good lube. Um, Haya, I really hope you would find the one you want. I really hope you would find the right person for you. Um, I'm not looking for anyone because I think my priorities are different, but I wish you all the best for that. Guys, it's been long time that I was live. I need to go now and I need to leave this room now, so I have to go. Thank you so much for being with me. And look after yourself. Bye. Take care.